Hello, welcome back. Now in this lesson, we are going to see how to create a camera and settings in it. So there are two ways to create the camera here. First way is like if you go to this create and there is an option cinematic, and here you can see there is an option like sign camera actor. So click on this and now see it has been created a camera, and also it's showing the view of this camera in this window. So now suppose if you move front and back, and now suppose if you move this, you can. And if you want to rotate, you can rotate this so that we can change the view of this camera. And now there is another way to create the camera. For example, suppose if you want to face the camera towards this direction. So let's say we will set the view in the perspective. And now if you want to create the camera directly with this view, so here you can see there is an three dots. So you can click on this and there is an option like create camera here, and we can select this sign camera and click on this. So see, now it has been already created the camera with the same view as we set in the perspective. So now you can see if I go back, see now it has been set the view exactly which matches to the perspective which we are in the previous. So if you want, you can scale this. So you can scale so it doesn't affect the view of this camera. And now we'll set the positions of the camera so where we want to create a shot. So I think this is fine. So if you want, you can rotate and just you can. So this view is okay. So before adjusting the actual view, we need to do some settings here. So now we'll see some of the settings in the camera. And if you come into the details panel, we can see there are a lot of settings for this camera. And now let's say if you want to see through this camera, so what we can do is just we can right click on this camera and there is an option pilot sign actor 2. So which is the name of this camera which we have created. So just we can click on this. So now we can able to see the view from the camera. So here you can see it is showing the pilot active. What that means is like, say, suppose if you move this view, then actually we are moving the camera. See? And see if you eject from this camera here, if you want to eject this, you can click on this option, stop piloting. So see, now the camera has been moved to the other location. So just we'll make undo. So you can select right click, pilot. Now if you want to avoid those problems, because sometimes what the thing is, suppose if when we are modeling something, just by mistakenly we will move the camera. So if you don't want to do that, just what we can do is I will eject from this. And now if you right click on this, we can go to this transform option, and there is an option like lock actor movement. So if you click on this, now it will lock this camera. And now suppose if I right click, pilot, and now see I cannot move the camera. I'm pressing WASD, but still I'm not able to move the camera here. And in case if you want to unlock this, we can eject and just we can right click, transform, and just you can click on this again. We can able to move this camera here. So for time being, I will just lock this camera. So right click, transform, just lock. And I will go to the camera view. So right click, pilot. So these are the base settings you need to do in the camera. There is an advanced settings in the camera, so which I will create a separate video on the camera settings. So for this lesson, it's fine, and see you in the next lesson.